We've seen quite a pullback in SoFi stock recently. After Q4 earnings and 2025 guidance on EPS of 25 to 27 cents, which came in below the street's expectations, we had about a 10% pullback. Now, in overnight market in Robinhood, due to these tariff fears, we're at another 10%. I picked up some shares at a $14.10 average cost, and I want to talk about in this video today why I'm buying more shares, why I'm not panicking, should you be selling SoFi stock, and what is my expectations for 2025 for SoFi. So let's hop right into it. Like I said, I picked up some shares at $14.10, at $14.56 now, so we've seen a little bit of a bounce back, I guess you'd call it. Very, very small though. Down over 7.5% overnight. But it's not just SoFi specifically, guys. I mean, it's the whole market. We're getting a big hit right now over tariff fears and trade war fears with Canada and Mexico. I don't want to get into politics right now, but what I can say is that the market is not liking it. I believe it's just all the uncertainty. The market hates uncertainty, and that's what there's a lot of right now. So we don't know how these tariffs are going to impact the U.S., if it's going to, cause inflation. The reason I think that SoFi is taking a big hit specifically is that tariffs tend to be inflationary. Okay, so, we get a little bump in inflation, or inflation is stickier, then they will probably get less rate cuts from the Fed. And if we get less rate cuts from the Fed, then that does affect SoFi. SoFi, we want more rate cuts. And that was one of the favorable things about a Trump administration coming in, is getting those rate cuts down to what they were before. SoFi has survived in a high interest rate environment, and it can, but when it prospers is when it's in a low interest rate environment. So we'll see what happens with these tariffs. We'll see if, over the next few days, maybe we get some more news, maybe calms the market down. But in the meantime, it seems like everyone's panicking right now, and everyone is running for the hills and selling all of their stock. Me, I'm doing quite the opposite. I'm loading up right now. I already bought 10 shares of SoFi, like I said, for the third time. I wouldn't mind to pick up some more shares tomorrow. Like I said, it's Sunday overnight. So this week, if I see a pullback to the low 14s again, or maybe even below 14 would be amazing, I'll pick up even more shares. I'm not scared. Actually, I want to get up to 500 to 600 shares of SoFi at least. I mean, this stock it's a company still in its infancy. You get Anthony Noto on the recent earnings call saying 2024 was their best year ever. What do you think 2025 was going to be, or is going to be? Because they guided 2024 as a conservative year. It's a transitional period. So how do you think they're going to perform in 2025 and in 2026? Look at SoFi 3 to 5 years from now. What do you see them being? I see them being the one-stop shop for all of your financial needs. It's the future of money. It's the future of banking. It's the future of all financial services. And it's truly the only fintech pick that I would choose in this market. It's growing extremely fast. You got 44% member growth. I mean, they're putting up ridiculous numbers, continuously executing, and people want to sell off this stock because they gave some conservative EPS guidance for 2025, when the reasoning for this was reinvesting back into the business for long-term growth rather than just driving short-term profits. Now, that's exactly what I want to see from management. I don't want to see a management just trying to pump up the EPS short-term and neglecting the business's growth long-term. Sure, and I don't know if you guys know this, but if you do some research, you'll realize that Anthony Noto and management has these price targets, right? Where if they hit these price targets, they get a big payout, basically like a reward, like a compensation. I believe these price targets are $25, $35, and $45. So and the expiration or the deadline is June 2026. Me personally, I still think we're going to hit most of these deadlines. I think $35 will definitely happen. $45 is going to take. We're going to have to see some things go right. And I think if they did take that EPS, blow the EPS short term up, they could have got that $45 range in that time frame. So I like to see Anthony Noto, SoFi CEO, focusing on the long-term growth rather than just trying to get that compensation package. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see $45 by the mid 2026. What I really think we'll see by then, which will also drive the stock up momentarily, is SP 500 inclusion. So you have SoFi's market cap, it's around 16 billion right now, but it was chilling around 18 to 20 billion not too long ago. And we get the full year profitability, growing extremely fast. So I think SoFi is going to be in the SP 500 over the next 4 quarters. I think it's going to happen. Does it change anything fundamentally? No, but you'll see a lot more of institutional ownership and people buying it indirectly just because we're buying the SP 500. So now let's talk a little bit about financials. Like I said, they grew 44% member growth, and I would like to see over 14 million members. They just crossed the $10 million mark. It'd be very, very impressive, but I also wouldn't be that surprised coming from SoFi and their ability to execute. So I would love to see over at least 13 million members for 2025, but we'll see how that goes. I think EPS is going to come in around 28 to 29 cents. They guided for 25 to 27 cents, and SoFi likes to beat. I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see 30 cents or above. So we'll see how that goes. Like I said, SoFi, they don't do business in Canada. They don't do business in Mexico. Why is the stock tanking based on these tariff news? But maybe it's just the inflation and worry about less rate cuts. We'll see. But another thing I want to talk about is SoFi's loan platform business. This thing is a monster. This thing was a game changer. I feel like a lot of people want to talk about the tech platform. And yes, the tech platform is very, very important for the long-term bull case for SoFi, in my opinion. But the results have been kind of lackluster from the tech platform. However, this loan platform is a whole different story. They have been crushing it, and they're only going to accelerate going into 2025 and 2026. So we have a company growing extremely fast, great leadership, in a favorable macro environment. This tariff stuff's going to blow over. I really see this stock going $25, $35 this year. Yes, this year. So I'm loading up as much as I can. Anything under $20 is a buy for me, especially under $15. That's a pound table buy. So I'm buying as much as I can, dollar cost averaging every single week. That's just my opinion. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy on YouTube, as always. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care of yourself, guys.